So,
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Monday night, and I am very excited. I have a special guest for you today. I know you guys have been seeing us post a lot about the things that we're doing with the organization that goes out and does homeless outreach. So I want to introduce you to my friend Jeff, the founder of Will You Help? Jeff, say hello to everybody.
hey, everybody. It's good to be back on the podcast with you, Jamie.
So we are going to be kind of like digging into what we do in the organization and kind of how it came about. So we really wanted to share that with you guys. So if you are watching in here, make sure that you drop where you are watching from. Let's see, let me get my comments up. There we go. Hello, Colonel Sign. Where are we watching from? Let's see. And all right, so let's get started. Jeff, I have some questions that I wanted to ask you that my followers, out of the UK. Look at that. It's international. International ministry out here. We are reaching people. So, besides what I've already told all of my followers, why don't you talk a little bit about your organization?
Sure. So, Will You Help was founded around message bags, and the message bags are just like they're like shopping bags, right? When you go to the store, you can buy a reusable shopping bag, and it's a two-sided message bag. One on one side, it says "Will you help?" And what we want to do is we want to replace those cardboard signs that you see uh, the homeless people holding up with our bags. So basically, they have a platform for a louder voice and to communicate their needs more. So on this side it says, "Will you help?" And then on this side it says, "Hire me for." We include a silver sharpie in here, and they can write whatever kind of trade that they want to do right here. Yard work, painting, those kind of things right there. So it's really we're the platform is to help the homeless, give them a voice, so that they can ask for help in a more noticeable way, so people notice them more.
So now replacing cardboard signs. Now we generally can't even read cardboard signs, right? So this bag really is not only giving them a platform to ask what they are, what they could be hired for, like a job opportunity, which is amazing because I think that most people, would take an opportunity to work, right? But also an opportunity to ask for help. And I love how you talk about really like smashing stigma between like people who are homeless and people who are not, just like walking down the street, right? Being
Yeah.
able to like bridge that gap.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason, that was one of the things that inspired me to create Will You Help, was on the streets of Athens, Georgia. uh, Coming out of my office there, it was like, or coming in and out, I mean, morning and night, there's homeless people on the street. And we all want to, well, I wanted to help them. And I felt helpless. I felt like, gosh, all I can do is give this person money, or some food or something, because I don't know what else to do, um, because anything else seems too overwhelming to have to think about. And so we wanted to start a dialogue, create awareness, uh, more awareness for the homeless people, and really help them out.
So the inspiration to start this organization, when did that happen and what was that about?
Yeah, that happened in 2020, and like I said, in Athens, having an office downtown and seeing the homeless folks there in Athens, and I just felt like I needed to do more. And I felt like it took a lot of time to think through, what it was that I was seeing when I would go out and I would see these cardboard signs, and even people without the signs, right? It's like, what are they longing for? What are they needing? What really is this? And when you talk with them, you discover it's several different things. It's not just food, it's not just money. um, but they really need help, and they need love as well. They're human. And so I sat for years on this while I was running some additional businesses that I have, and finally got to the point where I could set some of that down and really put some thought into this. And I was like, hey, let's just start with a message bag. It's very simple. People are already putting stuff in bags when they give things to homeless people. What about just a bag that you could buy at the grocery store, and take and give it to someone?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Hi, Lucille. Warriors for Jesus Christ. Glad to see you on here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And for anybody out there who does any kind of work with the unhoused population, if you would just drop it in the comments what you do, or if you are wanting to, just so we can see if anybody else out there has a heart like this um, for this, like Jeff does. And we didn't talk about this, but I'm kind of going to call you out on something a little bit. Um, so you actually slept in Athens overnight outside downtown.
Yeah, I did. I pulled up. Well, I slept in a bench beside a gentleman when we were downtown, and one of the questions that he asked me, it really hit me hard. I gave him a bag. I said, "Hey, Jesus hadn't forgot about you." And he said, Jeff, that's really hard to believe. I've been out here for 4 years now. Since COVID hit, I lost my girlfriend, and life just sucks basically. And I needed to come up with something to tell him. And it took me a while to think. I said, "Hey, would you mind watching the bags? I'm gonna go hand out some water." And so what I came up with is, when I came back to him, I said, "I want to stay with you tonight. I want to understand more about what you're going through. But what I want you to do is at 10:40 a.m. in the morning, I want you to be out in front of the church holding this bag, um, just like this, or sitting on the church steps, and doing that." And I said that because I wanted him to, I said, "Look, Christians will know what to do. That's who I want you to seek out." And I said, "If you don't get any responses when people are walking in church with this bag, I want you to go in the middle of service, and I want you to hold it up. I want you to hold it up like that. Christians should know what to do." So, following that up, we talk about some things that I want to accomplish with the charity. As we go out, we learn more and more about the needs and the wants and stuff like that. We really want to increase awareness, and that just sounds kind of blah. Um, but to the homeless, it doesn't, because they're the ones out on the street. Nobody's paying them any attention. You actually have to pay them attention, because they're living their life right in front of you in the world, and that sucks. And so, staying out with someone, I learned that really fast. You're on guard all the time. There's just a lot of things that went, that I took away that night. But the biggest thing was to give guidance of where to go and what to do. And so, in giving that guidance about going to the church, I said, well, we need to reach out to congregations and talk about collaborating with them. Because here's what we've learned: the churches that are around the homeless people in the downtown areas, they're at capacity with what they're doing. They're doing just tons of great things. But the churches, a mile or two just outside of that radius where the homeless are, they're not doing as much, because the homeless people aren't in their face every day like they are at the other churches. So we want to So one of our goals is to create a replicatable program for churches across the world that can take on one homeless person. So we're saying one church, one homeless person. And we want the congregation to work together because it takes a village. You and I can't do it individually. We can't just bring a homeless person home and know what we need to do. But when we come together as a congregation, as a community, and we work together to create programs for transitional housing, then we're really doing something. And the key to homelessness is getting people in homes. It's that simple. This the key to solving it. And I say it's that simple. It's complicated, right? Because there's so many different things going on there. But that's why we want to create a program that's replicatable with the churches, because the churches are Christians. They know what needs to be done, but they need guidance on how to do it. And we want to work with churches to do that, get people off the streets slowly but surely.
And it definitely is definitely more than a one man show, that's for sure, because there's so many people that are out there. And I imagine the churches, don't know what to do either. So it really is going to take such a collaborative effort of all people to really end this and actually get something done. Um,
It is. One of the other things that we're working on too is getting our bags in grocery stores or drugstores, to where somebody can go in when they're shopping and they can buy one of these bags, and then they can fill it with goods. They can put it in the back of their car. The next time they're driving past a homeless person, you can simply give them the bag. And the public becomes more aware then. So when we say we want to bring more awareness, it's much bigger than just, oh, we just want to be a face out there helping people. No, it's much larger. Our plans are much bigger. We want to be on 7 continents. We want to sell our bags. We want to sell our bags across the world to churches, community organizations, and then have them sold at grocery stores too. And that would really amp up awareness. And then that's where ideas start forming and solutions start coming together as well.
absolutely. And Um, I wonder sometimes if homeless people don't know that they can go to the church for help, or maybe they're too, ashamed or embarrassed about that. So I know, there was a short period of time when I was in my active addiction, and I, ran out of couches to surf on, and had to walk the streets for a couple of days, and it was really hard, and I was not made for that life, really. So I commend the people who can do it. And so I never even thought to go to a church to ask for help. I'm not sure why, but you would think um that would be the first thing I would think of, but it wasn't. Colonel
Yeah, and
says,
you think about when you haven't showered for days and your clothes,
mm-hmm,
or you don't even have full clothes. You may not even have shoes, right? Who wants to be in public? And they're forced to be in public, right? But who wants to go in front of a large audience and say, I need help? I need help. But when it's your last resort, Christians are the ones we all should go to. Everybody should be able to turn to a Christian and say, I need your help. To a church,
mm-hmm,
I really need your help. I have nothing, zero. And so it's very hard, right? It's very hard for them, because now they've already been out on the streets where people see them, and now, oh, let me go in front of 300 people and ask for help. So it's overwhelming. So we want to say, hey, it's okay though. It's okay to do this.
mm-hmm. Colonel says, sounds great. UK is not so great. So well done. That is Christianity. Colonel, what do you mean that the UK? Do you guys have a large homeless population where you are at. And Lucille says, I was on the street 20 plus years. Jesus met me on a jail cell floor and saved me that day. He took the thought and taste of drugs away.
God bless.
Yes.
That's
And
good stuff,
she
Lucille.
she is a warrior today. Being trained up under Mr. Mike Signorelli, I believe, right, Lucille? Colonel said yes. Okay, so there's a lot of people there. A lot of people, not a lot of help, right? So why do you think that people should get involved with a cause like this?
I think it's, I want to take the focus off the homeless people right
Mm-hmm.
now. And I want to put it on the people or the listeners out there. It's easy for me, and I'll speak for myself, to attend church, to attend small group, to attend things. Um, that's for me. That's for my learning. That's for my understanding. But what I don't get out of that is service. And service is so important. That's where you really find true joy, is in service. And when I got into this, that was another reason. It was a selfish reason for me. Is like, I want joy in my life. I want to feel joy, and I want to change lives. And going and doing it, I can't emphasize enough the the feeling you will have. You don't have to have a bag. You don't have to do anything. But the feeling you will have if you walk up and just give a homeless person a hug, it will change your life. I will guarantee you that. And so it becomes about you at that point, right? It becomes about me at that point. It's no longer about a homeless person. It's about me being human and being able to reach out and really make somebody's day. Because you think, you know, I almost equate homeless people to leopards back in the day. Nobody wanted to touch them. Nobody wanted to be around them. They were just shunned. And it's we see that just walking down the street. People just won't even look over at them. They don't want to make eye contact at them. But we know Jesus didn't shun them. He healed them with his touch, and he embraced them. And that's not easy for us as humans to do. But if you do it, it will change your life. It will change your life. Don't even make it about the homeless person. Make it about yourself and serving man. And if it's not homelessness, whatever it is, maybe you're going to a prison ministry. You're visiting people in prison. The Bible talks about doing that. Maybe you're helping out with orphans. The Bible talks about doing that. So if it's not homeless, isn't your cause, but serving is really where you will find happiness, and it will be life-changing for you. So getting outside of the church and going and doing, I think, is just really imperative to help change someone's life. It's changed mine. Every time we go out on the streets and I touch a homeless person, it is life-changing for me every single time.
Mm-hmm. We definitely do have some amazing encounters out there for sure. And especially with the, mental health and just the craziness in the world in this season. It People do need, to be really intentional about checking on humanity just in general. I mean, um,
Yeah, and it changes their lives too. It changes the homeless lives to go out, and they all of a sudden aren't used to this. So imagine how they feel when you do this and what that conveys to them. Hey, you're human, you're loved, you're wanted. I tell people that
mhm.
all the time, and tears just come to their eyes, and mine too, when I do it, because it is so intense. It really is intense.
Mhm. Colonel says, I'm not Christian. I used to go to church for mental health service, and some churches are food banks too. Brilliant. I do love Christianity.
Yeah, so Christians can, they don't always get it right, right? And are some of the biggest hypocrites out there. I'm at the top of the list. And so we can change that. We can change that one person at a time. It just takes action. It's not a difficult thing to do once you start doing it. So this is
Mhm.
the way to do it. We can ship you a bag and you can fill it up, take it out, or just put it in your car. Wait till you drive by somebody that's homeless. Maybe you don't have homeless people in your communities, but maybe you go into the city or you go on vacation and you get off an exit and you see somebody holding a sign. And there's just your opportunity. And you're just going to make their whole week doing that.
Mhm. Yep. Being the hands and feet of Jesus for sure. Um so how can people find your organization?
So they can find us on our website, willuhelp.life. Um, it's will and then the letter U. It's not spelled out YOU. Um, WillUHelp.life. And then on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. We're on a lot of the social media channels.
Hey Robert. Let's see, I'm putting this in the chat so people will know where to find it. Uh, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. Perfect. Um, and they can also find out about volunteering there as well, correct?
Yeah, on the website, there's a volunteer sheet. You can volunteer across the world. Even in the UK, we can ship you bags and you can pack them with homeless supplies and food and take them out to the homeless directly, put them in your car, wait till you pass by somebody. You can put your church's literature in a bag, like whatever you want to do, to signify, you're helping them. But I think the message bag, reaches across the world as far as that goes. And so, yeah, so volunteering, we're in Cleveland, Georgia. You can come help us pack bags. There's always lots to do, getting food to fill the bags with. And all that's on our website. If you go under volunteers at the tab on our website.
Yes, please come help us pack bags.
We love it. We would love it.
It would be
Absolutely.
amazing.
It sure would.
Come help us pack bags. We'll take pictures and have pizza. It'll be fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure. Okay, awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention on here, Jeff, before we close?
We've got great vision here with what we're doing, trying to get in grocery stores, wanting to collaborate with churches, wanting to collaborate with community associations, wanting to ship our bags out to get this message out to everybody. We're an all-inclusive group. We want people that want to serve. We want to send them our bags. This is just so much more than just a regular bag, and it's the price of what you would basically pay for a shopping bag. Like it's nothing. And worst case scenario, we'll send you some for free. Like I just want to get the word out to people. It's that meaningful to so that we can replace the cardboard signs, so that we can start getting churches more involved in the message bag theme as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And for all my folks on here, we also do have naloxone in it. For those of you who don't know what naloxone is, it is a life-saving treatment that reverses overdose, which is highly prevalent in these days. So we lost two people this month. Just lost one 2 days ago. So very important. Y'all, please carry naloxone. Lucille says, I talk to 99.9% of people daily, evangelizing, accepting Jesus, part of my testimony. And I think one person didn't want prayer. Yes, we all we all need prayer in these days. That's for
Thanks,
sure.
Jill. Let me follow that up too. So our organization is faith based, but we're faith based. We're reactive faith based. We're not proactive. So the difference in that is we don't go out asking people if they want prayer, if they want to be saved, or anything like that. We only respond when someone says, "Hey, would you mind to pray with me?" or "Hey, would you mind talking about Jesus with me?" That's when we do that, because we're there to serve them, to take care of their needs, not to ask them to do something for us or with us. We want to let that come to us. And that's not to say there's not a need for being proactive. There certainly is. And there's a lot of missions, a lot of good missions that are out there doing that and getting after it. God bless them for doing it. But our organization is more of a reactive organization. We like to listen. We want to understand and do that kind of thing.
Yes, we love hearing stories and testimonies, and we definitely hear a lot of them. That's for sure. Making people feel heard, valued, letting them know that we want to know that their story does matter. So that's really important for sure.
Absolutely.
So, well, we are going to get off here. Thank you guys so much. I will be going back through the comments for any that we did not get to, and we will respond to them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will definitely have Jeff on again, and we will get into some other things. And maybe one time we can come on and tell some cool testimonies of things we see, because we see some amazing things going on in the street. So thank you guys so much. Have an amazing Monday, and we will see you again soon.